Welcome everybody to the Friday call. Here's what I would like to do. Here's my vision for this call is we've been trying to work out a client-only call, which means you have done business with VideoSpot, then you qualify, jump in on a conference call. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to do that on the third Friday of every month. So this will be kind of like a quick training, 30 minutes of training, maybe even shorter than that sometimes, just to ensure that you're getting everything that you need and getting all of your questions answered to maximize the service or the product that you got with VideoSpot. So that's kind of my heart in doing this. And I was doing a conference call and then I was doing a live HOA. What I found is that not can do the live HOA because of their technology and stuff like that. So I figured that opening up those options might be helpful. So I'm actually tried to do the Google, but I all in number that you sent to Facebook, so I don't know any. So here's what I've been seeing. What I've been seeing a kind of a misunderstanding for how keywords work. And what I've been seeing is sort of like this keyword research that's being implementation of that keyword research is really, it's just poor. So here's what's not being communicated. What's not being communicated is why we're doing research, and then now that you kind of understand why we're doing it, that next step in actually implementing that into your marketing strategy. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you why you're doing your keyword research, because it goes far beyond, I need keywords for my website. If that's your thinking on keywords, then you're already kind of that stray sheep, and I'm out here trying to bring you back in, because what you're doing is you're reading ebooks or you're reading blogs online, and then the rest of your day. There is more to it than that. And what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through a presentation today that will help you to understand why we're doing keyword research. And then if you have questions, you can text me questions. You can Facebook me questions on IM, and you can leave questions in the group. As a matter of fact, I'm opening up the new app from Facebook, the Group Manager app, and managing some questions as they come in on there. So let's get started with the presentation and talk about what keyword research really is. So, keyword research has everything to do with establishing relevancy with your audience and establishing significance. What you're doing is you're saying, hey, I know what you're looking for. And the reason that you know is because you have done the research necessary to find out what your clients or your particularly your prospects are looking for. So are you doing that? Do you really know what your people are looking for? Because I think what you kind of are understanding is you're understanding a little bit something closer to like, I know like these 3 words, right? Like widgets San Diego. That's what I'm trying to rank for. And it's simply not good enough. So what you're using your keywords for is to create products that your prospects want. And you're relating to them by using the keywords that they're already using. That does include kind of some of your choppy widget San Diego stuff, but it also includes things like how to find a widget in San Diego, the best widgets in San Diego, and then creating content based on what you've discovered, right? So here's an example of an ebook that we've created based on keyword research that we've done. And this is just one example. You can see here, I'm going to shut my door here. But you can see here that what we're doing is we're using research and creating offers, whether it's a sale or whether it's a physical product or a downloadable product. We're writing ads, creating videos, writing coupons, and some of these other things that will relate to your audience and show them that you know what it is that they're looking for, okay? Now, yes, of course, that also includes some like web page URLs, which is probably the most like generic use of a keyword term. But you're also inside your page, on your page title, in your page headers. Your keywords should be in your buttons, right? Your buttons on your website, your clickable links. But as you're developing your video scripts, and how about this one? You should be using your keywords in the file names of your images that you're creating for your website. Okay? So, what is not a guessing game, right? This is something that is quantifiable, and it's information that is available on the web if you know where to look. The question is, do you know where to look? And are you looking? Right? Because those are some, pretty important things to, to think about. Do you know where to look? And maybe there is a little bit of guessing game. Maybe there is a little bit of brain that's happening in the very beginning. Like, I think my people are searching this, but what you'll find out is that they're most likely what you would search for, right? And there are tools that are out there. There's just like a plethora of tools that are out there. But what I'm hoping to do in this call is kind of keep you focused on tools that are going to most effectively help you, because otherwise you're going to get lost, in kind of like the free tools, paid tools. Which one do I use? Which one is the best? And how do I navigate those tools? Every tool has its strong point and its weak point. So I'm going to provide you with a couple of tools that I use, and I've changed my tools most recently in the last 3 months as I've become more proficient at keyword research. So this is a tool that I use called Keyword IO. I think it's called Keyword Tool IO. KeywordTool.io. And what this is like a suggestion tool. So as you're finding keywords that you want to use, what this will do is actually help you come up with new ideas. And keyword research is something where you need tons of ideas. We're going to start with 5. But you need tons of keywords to build a web marketing from which you need a ton of keywords, and then you're going to build your whole web marketing around those keywords, like 5 at a time. Okay? So we're looking at this keyword tool right now, and you may not be able to see at the top. Let me see if my mouse is, I don't think my mouse is showing up on the screen share here, but I typed in my keywords, video production company, and what it did is it found 264 results, and it organized alphabetically. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to pick which ones based on their economic value, right? Their value in commerce. Because if nobody is bidding on these keywords, then nobody wants them. They've already done more research to find out that nobody's clicking on these words. So this spit out 264 different results, and it organized them for me alphabetically. And yes, I went through every single one of these keywords to find out which ones were most effective for me. So that's your first keyword tool. But how do you know even what to type in, right? How do you even know which keywords are going to be the keywords that your business should even be focusing on? Now, I'm going to show you an advanced method that is going to take some time and some commitment from you. But I'm also going to show you some shortcuts. Let me show you the shortcut right now. Okay? The first tool is the Suggest Search tool from Google. Okay? And the Suggest Search tool is where you're typing in a keyword, and kind of what it's doing is telling you what people are already searching for using the terms that you've already popped in. I know you guys have seen this. I know you've seen it. But what happens is that Google is telling you where you could be optimizing your website content, right? Or your third-party content, whatever, your books. So I can see here that when it comes to typing in video production companies, the first result is Video Production Company San Diego. Well, why do you think that is? It's because I type that in frequently and I'm trying to get feedback from it. So the other part of that is Video Production Company San Diego. Is that something that's effective for you, right? Is that even something that would benefit your business? That's also something that you kind of need to consider, because for me it does, right? I can serve, and I have served companies in New York, and even video production companies in California. We can help people that are looking for that keyword as well. So if you're like my buddy Ted, and Ted, I hope you're on the call, and thank you for reaching out to me today. If you're like my buddy Ted, then you can serve the entire country. If you're like Master Terrell over at Dojo in Oceanside, then you're really kind of limited to your local area in terms of paying customers. But that doesn't mean that you can't create content for everybody using the keywords that you're finding in suggested search. So that's one method. Let's talk about that more advanced method. Okay? And we're talking about how to find your keywords. Now, guys, this slide is the bulk. This is the meat of the presentation, is this slide right here. Okay? And I do have another video on this, and I'll put a link to that video in the annotations, or excuse me, in the description box when we're done. But taking a look at for preliminary keyword research, here's what we're going to do. Let me kind of come back to you for a second here. Here's what we're doing. I'm going to show you how to develop a master list of keywords that are based entirely around the products and services that you offer. And then what I'm going to show you how to do is how to do the research on those keywords so that you're able to find out which ones have a and which one of those have search volume, right? Because if you're going to be stoked to find a keyword that searched 300. If you find five or 10 of those, you're thrilled. You're absolutely thrilled. Most cases, if you're a local business, find keyword searches that are like between 10 and 30 a month. And so again, in order to get enough search volume from that, you're going to need to have a lot of content based on those keywords, and you're also going to have keywords. So you can see that there's like room for exponential growth there, where you've got a lot of keywords and a lot of content for those keywords. So make no mistake, there's some work that goes involved here, but what I'm going to show you how to do is how to little sections and do it either monthly, quarterly, annually, so that by the end of the year, if you just focus on 5 web pages a month, right, which is 1.25 pages per week, by the end of the year, you've got 60 keywords that you're optimizing created content around. Okay, so let's get back to the meat of the slide here. Okay, so here's kind of what the first thing that I want you to do is think about your high competition keywords, and these are going to be kind of like your main keywords, right? So for me, it's going to be video production company, and this is going to be more like your family of keywords. Okay, so I want you to think of like all big keywords. For me, it's going to be video production company, video marketing company, web design company. It's going to be things like videographer. It's going to be things in that family, and I'm going to hone out my product from there. So if you're taking notes, I want you to make a list of 3 main keywords that you can think of right now. And let me show you how to build off of them. Then you're going to take another step, and you're going to go to like your medium competition keywords. And here's how to find those: is think of your products and your services. So for me, that might be YouTube video marketing or online video marketing. It might be website design, right? Or web page design. It might be silo structure. It might be internet marketing consultant. So what you're doing is you're kind of honing out what you're doing based on the products and services that you sell. Right? So if you're in that, let's go back to Master Terrell's example, right? Karate in Oceanside, or karate dojo, or even Kung Fu dojo, or even Muay Thai dojo, or MMA dojo, MMA classes. Those are going to be high competition main keywords. And I know that Derek's probably listening going, but I'm not a Kung Fu studio, but I'm not an MMA studio. Yes, I know, and you know, but the audience doesn't know. They don't know what they're looking for. They just know the term Kung Fu. So what our goal is to use all of those things to our advantage. Moving forward, we have kind of our lower competition keywords. And these, think of these as more like problem solution keywords, right? So my clients are looking to generate leads. My clients are looking to close more sales. So what are the problems that you're solving for your clients, right? If you're in health, you might be looking at how to stay healthy during winter, where to get best sources of vitamin C, and so on and so forth. Next, you're going to take a look at your niches. And I put marital, but really I should have put something more like age, sex, marital status, those sorts of things. But you're also going to look at your verticals. So who are the verticals that you serve? Are you serving mothers? Are you serving families? Are you serving single men? Are you serving the divorced community? Are you serving the left-handed community, right? For me, I just put some of our top verticals, lawyers and insurance providers, or financial professionals, right? So now, kind of taking a look at just what we have here, I already have an ebook idea, right? How lawyers can generate leads using online video marketing. See how I've put together an ebook title. Now, the step that's missing is the quantifiable research, right? Are those keywords even being searched? Being searched. Okay, so moving forward, technical terms. Looking for industry-specific terms. And what these are going to help you do is kind of hone in on the warm buyers. People that are already ready to buy from you already, right? Because if somebody is green screen video or in studio, they already kind of know what's going on. They kind of know that there's a green screen involved. And if they know that there's special effects involved. Searching for DSLR video or DSLR videographer, then I know they're looking for a very specific look in their video. And then you've got, of course, kind of your modifiers, right? So in your modifiers, you've got like descriptive terms, adjectives, best. Here, I'll show you. Best or top, right? Best company, San Diego. Top video production company, San Diego. Video production company, San Diego views. Video production companies near me. Right? So, TED software company, right? TED has a brilliant software. And I think that what TED should do is focus on the value prop for that software. So affordable financial software for construction sites. Best software. Easiest software to use. Easy to use software, and so on and so forth. And what you're going to do using this chart right here, and I'm going to put this on SlideShare. So if you guys want to download it, the presentation will be on SlideShare. You're going to write all of this stuff down as you come up with it in kind of like silos in an Excel form. And what you're doing largely is preparing them for the keyword planner. So you can kind of see on this Excel form, which is big, I've got like these family of keywords. So I've got your main keywords here, and then some of my products and services here. You can see down here I've got cheap videographer, budget-friendly videographer. And here's the thing. Use the word cheap. Use the word cheap. Everybody is looking for cheap. Everybody wants cheap. Why? Because they don't know the difference between the good, the bad, and the ugly. And what you have to do is reach out to them and provide them with a value statement on why cheap is not the best. Okay? And that's something that you've really got to be okay with. I'm not the cheapest, Owen. I'm not the cheapest. I get that. I know. But that doesn't mean that just because I put cheap videographer, right? If you guys have seen my presentation on the target, it doesn't mean that I'm actually looking for the cheapest price. I'm just getting my feet wet. I'm just in that comparative phase. And I'm learning what the cheap guy offers versus what the other guys offer. So it's a very valuable. So what you're going to do is you're going to spend, a good couple of days. When I say couple of days, I mean it's because you're not going to sit down and do this for an hour. Maybe you will. But sit down and jot out a bunch of keywords. Walk away from it, grab a sandwich, come back, jot down a few more keywords. Because you really need to have a couple hundred. But a couple hundred if you do this in a disciplined manner where you sit down and you go where your brain wants to go. And by that I mean, if you're coming up with niche keywords, then write down the niche keywords. I don't want you to look at this as like, oh, I have to do the main keywords first, or I have to do the low comp first. No, that's not the case. Do whatever your brain wants to do first and get that out of the way. When I prepared this presentation, I prepared the last slide, this slide first. Because that's what my brain wanted to do. And then I went on to some of these other things. So, write them all down. Think about how easy it would be to get 20 keywords or 200 keywords, right? If you've got 10 different categories, 20 keywords each, it's not hard to do. But you're going to write them down in an Excel file like this, and then you're going to put them into a WordPad file like this. Whether you have a PC or a Mac, you've got all these programs available to you. Now, could you go right and just do it on the WordPad? Yeah, you could, but you're not going to be as organized. The Excel file is far more organized. You can highlight words, you can check words off, you can do predictive typing and all sorts of great stuff that you just can't do on WordPad. So I'm going to recommend going from one to the other. And then you're going to take each family of keywords, so maybe like your main keywords first, put them into WordPad. You're going to copy them, and you're going to plug them into the Google Keyword Tool. Now, like I mentioned before, there are tons of keyword tools available for you. Market Samurai is very popular, but Keyword Planner suffices, right? It does a good job, and it's Google, so you're getting plus or minus the best results that are out there, or at least the most accurate results. And the goal of doing the Keyword Planner is to discover search volume and commercial intent. And I'm going to show you how to do this, and we're going to wrap up this presentation in the next 10 minutes. So you're going to go to Keyword Planner. Just Google Keyword Planner. Okay? And you're going to find the Keyword Planner on Google. And then you'll have to log in. If you're doing it for the first time, it's going to ask you for credit card information or for payment information. And the reason that they do this is because their whole goal is to get you on an AdWords campaign or a video ads campaign, which, we'll experiment with that in the future. We're not going to talk about that today. But go ahead. They're not going to charge you anything. So you can't get to the Keyword Planner unless you've already put in payment information. If you have Google Wallet, which a lot of us do from years ago, it'll automatically just get you into the Keyword Planner. So you're going to see a section like this on that page, and it's going to ask you to enter in one or more of the following. You can enter in your keywords that you just copy pasted into this first box here. You can also put in a landing page, right? Somebody's website. And what the Google Planner will do is it will look for keywords that you can use based on the keywords you entered and on the landing page you entered. It'll search for a combination of all of the above. But here's a trick. You can put in your competitor's website and then run a keyword search and find out what keywords Google is going to spit out for you. So that's what I've done here. I put in my competitor, Jill Addison, who's very, very sweet, and I love her a lot. And she does things I don't do, but still a video marketing consultant. So what keywords she's being optimized for. And once you type in all of those, you can put in some filters here. So if you're doing local marketing, you're going to want to use your location filter, and you may want to use negative keywords, right? Because when I do keyword research for video marketing companies, I get like video marketing company names or video marketing company business plan, and more like videographers that want to start a company. And I'm not interested in that. So that's how you could use some negative keyword options. Here's the thing. When you'll find out which keywords you need to be negative for. And what Google Keyword's going to do, what the keyword plan is going to do, is spit out a whole bunch of options. So you're going to do a couple different things here. Number one is you're going to click on the button where it says average monthly searches, and you're going to organize your searches from high to low. And you have to determine a standard by which you will not accept other keywords. So for me, if it's less than 3,000, then I don't rank for. I don't even want to mess with it because there are too many high value keywords. So there's a couple things to look at. The average monthly searches and suggested bid. Average monthly searches kind of tells me, I'm going to get a drink of water here, how many times it's being searched per month. And suggested bid is telling me how much money people are paying to have an ad placed on those search terms. So you can see video production and web video production. I mean, all of these here, video production, all of them have a pretty good PPC rate, right? So that tells me there is commercial on these keywords. Commercial intent, which tells me that keywords that I can make money on. So I'm going to want to create content around these keywords. Now, if your suggested bid is non-existent, it's not worth your time. If you're trying to make money. If you're blogging for traffic, different story. So if your traffic's high, your competition's low, and you've got a suggested bid of $0 or like, $2, go, make a web page, make a video for it. But I wouldn't be putting a ton of time in it, building a campaign around those keywords. Because those people are not buyers, is basically what that is telling us. And that's something you have to be kind of prepared for. So what you're going to do then is you've got this button here that says add to plan, right? You see that on the far add to plan? You click on that arrow, and this is going to create a Microsoft Excel or a Word document for you that collects all of these keywords. So what you're going to do, you're going to take all the keywords that you just wrote down on that brainstorm, and then you're going to systematically, meaning one chunk at a time, search for them using the Google Keyword Planner. And then what you're going to do is the ones that meet your criteria, meaning there's commercial intent, the competition, I don't pay much attention to the competition because our goal is to beat the competition. You know what it is, like hide from them. This is for PPC bidders anyway, not for organic people. And this is more about how to use keywords for organic use. And then you've got your average monthly searches here, right? So your search volume and your suggested bid. And that's why we're doing this. You're going to hone and refine down which keywords you want to be creating content around. Okay? So let's talk about the next section here, which is buzzwords. Here's a quick advantage to doing business with VideoSpot and with me, is that I've been doing this for internet marketing for years. I was working at a radio station building web pages for them. My clients would come and they'd say, well, we want to advertise on the radio, but we're not sure if it's working. I set them up with call tracking, and I set them up with custom URLs so that someone, you say, hey, you want to get your kitchen built in a day? We have this kitchen in a day. Go to kitcheninAday.com or 1-800-KITCHEN or whatever the number was. So now we had these tracking methods to see if their campaigns were working, and that it was able to give me kind of a ratio, a success ratio. So now I could go back to my kitchen client and say, hey, you did this all this month. Let's move forward, right? The radio station did not like that I was doing that. They wanted me out on the road selling ads. They did not want me making great campaigns. The winners, they said the winners will naturally become winners, right? Then for the bad ads, there's nothing we can do for them. I don't believe that. So I've been doing this for a long time. Keywords is one thing. That's going to show you like what people are kind of colloquially putting into their Google AdWords. But what are the words and the phrases you're using that relate to that keyword? Right? Kind of like commercial intent. When somebody types in videographer San Diego, are they really looking to hire a videographer? Okay, and we just hit our 30-minute mark, so we're going to go a little bit over. Are they really looking for a videographer? Well, the suggested bid tells me that. But when they find a videographer, what are they looking for that? What characteristics are they looking for that videographer to possess? Right? What are people looking for in a dojo? What are people looking for in a work from home opportunity? That's where buzzwords come in, and I'm going to show you how we find out buzzwords using this simple tactic. And it's really very simple, and it's amazing that more people aren't taking advantage of this. But that's, again, your advantage in working with VideoSpot is that you're getting kind of all my expertise. Amazon.com. Amazon.com and other local review sites will provide you with a wealth of information regarding what people are looking for. So when I type in video marketing into an Amazon search, the first result I get is this book by my friend Lasse Ruhanen. And I met Lasse on my summit last year. He's a great guy. I consider him a friend. He wrote the book. I bought the book. And he's got 29 customer reviews. So what we do is those reviews, and we reveal what it is that people are looking for. What are people looking for? So what we're doing is we're taking good reviews and bad reviews. So what I did was, actually this one only had one bad review, and I did use it, and I'll show you that in just a quick second. But look at how this person reviewed the words they use. Fresh ideas. Market their products and services. Resource. Practical guide. Useful tool. So what these buzzwords are going to do, you use them correctly, these buzzwords help you create taglines and meta around your keywords. So, what I could do is create a web page called Video Marketing Company San Diego, and then write a description. Are you looking for a great resource for fresh ideas to market your products and services? Call VideoSpot in San Diego. Right? What are some more examples? I think I have another one. Oh, I didn't put the bad reviews. Oh, I put them here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to look at like 5- and 4-star reviews, and you're going to look at like 1- and 2-star reviews. And you're going to look for the buzzwords that they're using to talk about the product. And then you're going to, extrapolate that into your marketing. So look at, in some of the 1-star reviews, we hear things like old, it's old ideas, nothing new, old info. And we're able to see kind of how to stay away from, how to create better content, right? Because we're essentially looking for someone, we know that they're looking for fresh content. And a lot of times what you'll notice is that the 5-star reviews, the bad words versus the good words versus the bad words kind of have some meaning, right? Fresh ideas versus nothing. They're kind of in tandem. And then I want you to spend a ton of time on your buzzwords. I want you to spend enough time to pick out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to figure out how you're going to put together your ebook, how you're going to put together your Facebook posts, your Twitter posts, right? This is how you use your keywords to create robust and relevant campaigns. And we're going to close on this one. So here's an example of a workflow, and I've clumped it into paragraphs here, how you're going to use your keywords. You're going to create an offer for each family, okay? Not each keyword family from, the original keyword family, but keywords from the ones that you've honed out using the keyword planner. You're going to create an offer. What should your offer be? Well, the easiest offer to do is a free report, right? Because a report can be like 3 to 5 pages. It can be in 14, bold font print or whatever, and have a couple images. You'll be able, everyone on this call that I know is on the call can do that easily. But Victor, if you're there, car maintenance tips would go through the roof. I don't even need to research on that one. I can tell you right now, right? But industry reports, gather up 10 stats and then, write a report on how to use those stats and include an image for each stat or every other stat. You got a report, offer it on your website. Create a web page for each selected keyword in the family. If you guys have seen my silo training, you know that what I'm talking about here is building a silo. Use the keywords in the page. Then highlight those keywords and link them to blogs. Use smaller keywords as headers, right? They're like section dividers, an H1 or an H2 header. Create a video for each keyword. Yes, you read that right. Right? One of my YouTube fans wrote to me. He's a magician, cool guy. He's got really great content. To have a video shot with a webcam that does a quick trick or at least exposes his finesse and character for every keyword would take him a week to produce. Right? And I'm talking about, you could get it done in shorter time if you just shot them and then went to Fiverr to have them edited. But a video for each corporate musician, corporate magician, corporate entertainer, corporate that, right? Your whole family of keywords. You're going to use the keywords in the title, the description, and the tags. You're going to create a blog for each keyword. Use the keywords in the blog and link the keywords web pages. So you see what I've done here is I'm using the keywords in the blog and bring them back to the web pages, and I'm using the keywords in the web pages and linking them back to the blog. That's creating relevancy. And you do the same thing with creating images and doing that whole thing. So that strategy. Now I know I didn't spend a ton of time on that, right? But it's going to be here. The video is going to be here, and you're able to kind of come back to it. And I'll even put a workflow in the description box so you can come back to this video. You know what? I'll probably do that on my blog as well. So you can actually use it as a step-by-step method for going through the